Aimie Adam, who survived the shooting despite being shot twice, joins us now. Aimie, welcome to the show. I mean, I find that very, very difficult to watch, even now 20 years on. And I was just reporting on this for a newspaper and covering this awful story. You were right in the middle of what was going on. I mean, you were only 5. You know, I've got a 4-year-old daughter. I can't imagine that your memory is that sharp about exactly what happened. So what do you remember?
I don't actually remember that much of the day. I just sort of remember, like, the outlines. I remember it being really cold and getting ready for PE, so I had my tights on, sort of underneath my gym shorts. I remember, like, queuing up to go into the PE hall, and then I don't actually remember him walking in or, like, sort of opening fire or anything. It was all just sort of happened. And then, I don't know, I must have just sort of realised that there wasn't something quite right. I kind of felt a bit strange, it was like weird, and it was quite smoky in the room, and I was beside another people, and I was, my PE teacher was actually beside me, and she noticed that we had been wounded, and there was a big gym hall which we kept all the equipment in, so she said to crawl into there, sort of, yeah, to, I don't know, save ourselves. Or
you crawled into a cupboard, didn't you, to get away?
Yeah. I must have knew that there was something wrong, because I remember my sort of right leg trailing behind me, so I kind of knew, but I obviously didn't know I had been shot, because when you're 5 you don't really know what that means.
You were hit twice. Where were you hit?
In the thigh, and then the second one, they didn't realise I'd been shot twice until I'd been in surgery, until they found it sort of went in near my groin, and they found the bullet in the bottom of my back.
And you've had a lot of surgery as a result, haven't you? What has been the effect on you, sort of physically?
So I have no movement in my right leg from the knee down, or feeling. So it damaged the sciatic nerve, obviously, from the bullet in my spine. Sort of did that. I walk with like a drop foot because I can't move it properly. But yeah, nerve damage. My foot's also like quite a bit smaller than the other one, just because it hasn't really grown since the accident. Just with like the sciatic nerve and things being damaged.
I mean, the physical damage is bad enough. For a little girl to be maimed for life in the way that you had been is awful. But the psychological and emotional damage of being caught up in the worst mass shooting that this country has seen, how has that been for you in terms of dealing with it?
I just feel like it's just part of my life, so it sort of feels like the normality for me, and everybody's sort of is like, wow, I can't believe that happened, but to me it just feels like it's normal. But I suppose it is really quite a surreal thing to have happened to you. Yeah.
I mean, you lost so many little friends, you know, just senselessly taken. Do you think about them? Are you able to go back there? Do you try and keep all that away?
I do think about them. Yeah. Sorry.
I know it's incredibly hard for you. Everybody's going to understand that. It's awful to have to. I mean, this is an anniversary, and I'm sure that this doesn't. You know, we all remember it very clearly. In a strange way, you have, you know, sort of a dimmer memory of it, don't you?
Yeah.
Because you were caught up in it. What do you think about the person responsible? I know you find it hard to, you know, mention the name, but we heard you just in the beginning of the programme saying that in some ways you've got sort of, you feel sorry for that person, which is sort of an incredible thing, I expect, for people to hear.
I think it's like, it's not a normal how you would feel sorry for someone. I think it's more like, I feel bad for him that he felt that his life was so terrible that he had to ruin other people's lives, because he did. But yeah, I hate him. But you know, he's he's gone and he can't ruin anybody else's life. So I suppose that's a good thing out of it.
And one of the other things we've heard you say is that you refuse to let him ruin yours.
Yeah. I just can't let something like that beat me, because if I did, you know, I probably wouldn't be sort of the person I am just now. He's probably made me, you know, the way I am, stronger.